all about sacrifice. All about. People talk about discipline, but sometimes discipline is not enough. All about sacrifice. If you want to become best in this business, you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, sacrifice your health, sacrifice everything what you have. Other way, I don't know.
This is what's possible. While it may not be pretty, like people want to do a documentary on me. I go, no. I don't want you to do a documentary on me. Because I will have normal, everyday people picking me apart. Oh, his life is miserable. Who wants to live like that? It's crazy how it's almost like he's sick, he's psychotic. The most frustrating thing in the world for me is when normal people judge a man like myself on what it really takes to extract greatness from nothing. It takes every bit of who you are if you choose that route. If you don't, Merry Christmas, do what you gotta do.
I'd say that comes to like the question I asked you of discovering what I was capable of. There's been so many times where I've been in a prep and I felt way too far behind to win. And I had an injury last year when I tore my lat, tore my bicep. I was in the hospital, like all these different things going on. And I'm like, there's no way that I can do this. Like, it's impossible. And if I were to ever ask myself in the past, like, do you think you could win or get through this and do this? I'd be like, no way, it's impossible. But I was in it and I did it and I accomplished it. And I was like, I'm capable of so much more than my mind understands. And I think that's just the greatest part of the journey that I've achieved, is like that understanding of what I'm capable of and that belief in myself to what I can accomplish. And it only came through the journey. It didn't come through the winning. It came through the challenges that came along the journey and coming through it and fighting through it, and the beauty of all that. And on top of that, there's just been so many moments in the midst of things where like it's a workout or it's a diet or I'm starving or I'm doing check-ins or something, and I'm just like, this is incredible. Like, I'm peak condition in the world right now, fighting to be the best in the world, and I'm living in that moment right now. I'm doing this is what it takes. When people see something on stage, this is what they don't see, or what I'm feeling in my mind, what no one will understand, what it takes to get there. I get to experience this every day, and I think it's just part of the human experience feeling in life that's just so beautiful.
Everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was at. Like, I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning, until I started doing martial arts. Martial arts taught me that like I could get better at stuff, that I wasn't really a loser. I just was someone who was like in a fucked up situation. But you could channel all that energy that you have as a young person into something and get better at it. And then all of a sudden people admired me. I was like, this is crazy. So I went from being someone who was incredibly insecure and basically a failure to someone who was really successful at this one thing that was very dangerous, that other people were scared of. And that gave me immense confidence and also a real understanding of the direct correlation between hard work and success.
Fighting is unbearable. I do it because what it gives me, what it provides me, but bigger the risk, bigger the rewards. So all that insecurity thing, I done it only to obtain what I have now. The freedom of life, the wealth, the health, even more importantly. But I needed to go through it. The Georges St-Pierre, he doesn't like to fight. However, when I go train, like earlier I trained with Freddie Roach. When I start hitting pad, ping, ping, something happened to me, like a psychological transformation, because I remember the mechanic of my movement.
Wow.
And how good I am at this stuff. And now you become a different animal. Now you're like, man, I like this stuff. Yeah. So you become a different animal. Wow. So it's the same thing before a fight. You're so scared and terrified. But when you start warming up, it makes you remember that you're good at this. You have done this many times, and you're good, and your confidence grows. You become a different animal. So that's how I see it. People, it's very hard for them to understand. It's a love-hate relationship. So when you talk about insecurity, it's had a lot of insecurity throughout my life. Now it's the fun stuff ahead of me.
Discipline, it does start with waking up early. It really does. But that is just the beginning. And I always say that discipline is the root of all good qualities. But you have to absolutely apply it lots of things outside of just waking up early. It's everything. It's working out every day, making yourself stronger and faster and more flexible and healthier. Discipline is eating the right foods to fuel your system. It's about disciplining your emotions so you can make good decisions. It's about having the discipline to control your ego so your ego doesn't get out of hand and control you.
The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them.
Right now, this is all that matters. I've dedicated 29 years out of 33 years towards this, and I just don't think now is the time to enjoy what I have. You know, when I'm done, I'll enjoy every single bit of it. After I win this belt, I can't wait to go home and have a parade for the kids back home. I like to inspire people, and I have a chance to inspire the world in one night. And so I don't care about anything else. I don't care about pussy. I don't care about drinking. I don't care about food. I want good food, but I'm not going to go eat pancakes because I want pancakes.
Listen, I'm a normal person from a normal family, from a normal home, in a normal area, just like you guys watching at home. Sometimes normal people can do extraordinary things, and I'm just proof of it. Let's just work hard and go for it, man. Stop holding back.
Reminder that if you want to be exceptional, you're going to be different from everyone else. That's what makes you exceptional. You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort. When you fit in, you have internal conflict because you're not being 100% you. When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one. When your friends start to say, "You've changed," remember it's because they don't know how to say, "You've grown."
I need to say something. Listen to me. I hope every one of you behind your screens or in this arena can feel this level of happiness just one time in your life. I hope all of you can feel how happy I am just one time in your life. But guess what? You will never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something in your own life. When they knock you down, when they try on you, when they talk about you, and they try to put their foot on your neck, if you stay down, you will never ever get that resolve. Fortify your mind and feel this level of happiness as you rise.
First of all, I realized that I could get really good at things. I realized that whatever drive that I had and whatever thing about fighting, which was so scary to me, why it was so appealing to me at the same time. And I realized that it was like a vision quest. I was on this quest to try to figure out how to harness my potential. And what better way than to do something that's very difficult and very scary. And then if you could get really good at something very difficult and very scary, you could probably master life.
My mental preparation for the game is very different than most. I try to relax myself. I'm a jokester, a prankster, if you want to say it that way. I listen to music, I joke around with the guys, I take my whole mind away from the game itself. And then when the time comes to focus on the game, I focus on my athletic skills and putting it together with the team and somehow collectively going out and doing our jobs each and every day. I challenge myself to be the best basketball player every moment that I'm playing the game of basketball. And sometimes that means tricking yourself in your mind to say that you can't do this or your weaknesses are here, but yet you still try to work on improving those weaknesses. A lot of people may say, well, Michael Jordan never had weaknesses. Michael Jordan had weaknesses. He just had to dig deep inside himself to figure out what they were and challenge himself to improve those weaknesses. So mentally, I like to challenge myself to go out and play a perfect basketball game. Although I know you can't do that. It's practically impossible to play a perfect game, but that doesn't mean you can't challenge yourself to do that.